Coming right up, the Mavericks taking on the Knicks. For Dallas, they come in winning 7 of their first 8 games. A tough team to beat. Knicks, Mavs. Up next, right after this. Happy to have you with us for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson. I've got Tim Legler and Grant Hill at the table with me, and Ali LaForce covering us courtside. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaking out. You take a look at the Knicks. Early on, they've got the 3rd best record.
Well, right now, for New York, they've just been relentless coming out of the gates. And what I love is that everyone is focused. You couldn't have asked for a better start.
Yeah, coming into the year, they were certainly one of the favorites, if not the favorite. And they have not disappointed.
Now, New York starting 5. And for the Mavericks. And it's Gray in at center, locking down the middle. And you look at rookies coming in now versus decades past. Do they get more playing time right away nowadays, Tim?
I think it's fairly similar, B.A., but I do think there's more scrutiny on these teams with these high picks. So they'll get an opportunity sooner rather than later. Back in the day, a lot of these guys stayed in school longer, so they may have been more NBA ready.
Here's Blunt, down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one no good to start off the night. Driving inside. Pass to Hastings. Here's Mack. The 3. And it's hauled in by Gray. Here's Dudley. He's been contributing over 15 a game. Gilmore passes to Blunt. Shot from 16. The shot won't fall. We've played just over a minute here in the first, and the Mavericks are in the planning stages for a new arena set to open by 2031.
Yeah, their existing arena opened in 2001. A 30-year run for an NBA venue is pretty typical. And remember, it's big business. New arenas are often the anchor tenant for larger developments.
Here's Dudley, and he dunks it down.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Pass to Tucker. Here's Mack. This one for 3. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Here's Gilmore. Coming off a 12-point game. Shot's good by Blunt.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Fires from deep. And again, New York with the triple.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you. The Dallas Mavericks are all in on defense. Coach Jason Kidd said, quote, "That's something you can hang your hat on, especially when your offense isn't going. Defense will give you a chance to win those ugly games. That gives you the opportunity to play for that bigger trophy." Guys?
Gotta have it. All right, Allie, thanks for the report.
Well, he better focus now. His efficiency is dropping, but there's enough game left to make corrections.
1:52 left in the first. To the wing on the left. Pass to Gilmore. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Dudley from outside, off the mark. The Knicks with the lead. Now here's Tucker. Here's Hastings. Spins. From behind the arc. And the rebound goes to Dallas. They come into this one following the loss to Minnesota.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Let's call it what it was. They got overwhelmed. The matchups were just not in their favor.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. Taking a look at Dallas, they're sitting at the top of their conference right now with the #1 record.
Well, right now for the Mavericks, you really have to give credit to the coaching staff. They did a great job preparing for the season. Now they're maximizing their talent, and wow, they've had just a terrific start.
Yeah, their coaches have just done a great job. It's still early, but they're playing great basketball, and they are maximizing the talent on this roster.
Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. Max got 5 points. Already 5 lead changes here.
Speaks to how evenly matched these teams have been thus far.
Pass to Blunt. 30 seconds left in the first quarter here.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot is up. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And at the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Mavericks on top, they're up by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. If you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Mavericks?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Early offense in this league is key. You've got to score before the defense can set up in the half court.
And it's Adrian in at the small forward position. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
Wow, 8 lead changes in the first half. Unbelievable.
Yeah, both sides digging in for what looks like a war.
Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Here's Wilson. He's scoreless. Bledsoe outside. No good from outside. The Mavericks leading. Here's Kufis. 11 points for him last game against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. From the top of the key, Wilson grabs the board. For New York, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one. It'll be the second of 3 straight games on their home floor. Pass to Shaw. Here's Kufas. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Off the mark there with a 3. And for the Knicks, they're shooting around 33%. Not the best offensive efficiency. Lighten, no good. And for Dallas, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. Here's Kufas. Pass to Shaw. And a miss there on the triple.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
And there's the screen. There's the drive. So they take the lead. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, this summer saw the first ever 7-team trade in the NBA. You might wonder why it makes sense to involve so many parties, but basically teams have more flexibility salary-wise in these multi-team deals. It is enough to make your head spin, guys, but this is where things are headed.
Big moves. Okay, Shams, thanks for the update. And it's a completely new group here for the Mavericks. 1:57 left in the first half. Over to the left wing. Down low. Here's Blunt. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass. Well, it's certainly been a roller coaster ride.
You do me one, I'll do you one better. It feels like we have a lead change every few possessions.
Pass to Mack. There's the triple. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
You gotta love his unselfishness, and you know his coach does as well.
His willingness to share the ball elevates this offense.
Here's Dudley. Here's Gray. Still no points. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Here's Gilmore. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And here's the fast break. Here's Hastings. Rebounded by Mack. For Dallas, they've got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. Pass to Blunt. For 3. Rebounded by Mack.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
Target from outside. Here's Blunt. He's got 7. That shot off the mark. Fires from way outside. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. New York out in front. They lead by a bucket. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Fans, get ready for some high RPM and amazing stunts from your pocket bike. Arena Entertainment.
Greetings, everybody. Before we review the first half, let's take an early season peek at how the Western Conference is shaking out so far.
Look here now at the Mavericks. I love it when the talking heads are wrong, and by talking heads, I mean the regional media. This team is silencing the doubters. The chemistry has been outstanding, looking confident and ready to keep winning.
And shifting focus back to our game, the Knicks are right in the thick of it.
Let me tell you guys, there's nothing better than playing well on the road and hearing that silence.
Yeah, in many ways, they've looked like the more comfortable team. Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.